Piu, 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 piu. Ok, there we are. Here, I think I am. No, we're fine basically. If I forgot anything else, it is not my problem. Haha, haha, haha. Oh man, how good it is to be back after such a long day, such a period without potato streaming, so to speak. We took the possibility of being here, and well, we're finally back. Hello, Astro Honey. I hope you are having a great time. You are ready to enjoy some rambling, or if you have anything else to do in the middle of the stream, at least you enjoy it as much as you can. Well, let me say, before anything else, today it will be first and beforehand. Oh yeah, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to send to the chat the activities of today. Haha, 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 haha. Give me a second. I have to copy them. I have it already written, so we won't have that much problem with this one. Copy. I didn't mean to delete it. Oh fuck, I cannot restore it. Tell me that I copied it properly. Tell me. Okay, there it is. Thanks. This is the first one. This is the other one is copy over here, paste, there it is. No, we're fine. I didn't really use it. I was able to copy it before deleting the other part. Do not ask me how did I do it, but we are great. And well, I don't have the chat on a bigger scale, so that might be a great idea to implement right now. Let me do it. But well, as I said on Twitter, we're having a banana. Sorry for not holding the mic closer to me, but as always, having a banana. So in this occasion, a banana. So expect some potato eating noises. But well, it is amazing to see so many so incredibly many places to find the possibility of doing advertisements without any kind of bad repercussions, so to speak. Banana noises, nice. I don't know if that's what tickles your brain. We are happy. Yeah, dark potato time. But well, I want to be harsh. So, Pinko, are you there for a question? Can I ask you something? Can I make you respond to my single question? Or you already left Nikoni / Ginko? You dear human? Yeah. Thank you, Saira. Is it pronounced Saira or Sira? I don't know, but yeah, thank you for coming. We I also hope it goes well. At least for now, I don't have any kind of problem, so it seems to that it will go well, so to speak. It started okay, so it will go well. But yeah, Ginkgo, question. Do you want me to start rambling about your own? Um, okay, okay, perfect. Then we're so fine. We're so fine. Do not worry about anything else. So yeah, I hope you can at least have an enjoyable time hearing a potato talk about stuff. But well, now, Ginkgo, can I start rambling about? Oh my fucking god! Oh god, man! Thank you a lot, Blue Whistle. Who was it? Who was it? Shin, Chen. Thank you, Mister. Red message. Oh man. Do not, do not. Mm. What an event. Yeah. A raid, so we're having a great start. Thank you a lot. Shin, Chen. I do not know how to say the other name, so I might as well stick to Blue Wizard. It is incredible. I have spent like 2 minutes without asking what I wanted. Mm. Go. Do you want me to start with the Fiverr Rumble? I have a lot to talk about it, so you I don't know if you try to pick anything that I might have been not so prepared to talk. So oh yeah, it is Lore. We're getting ready to transcend reality itself. So we're slowly becoming ether. That's why right now I am kind of. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, but I want to talk about it specifically when you are here because you are here. So it might as well be more helpful than doing it when you might have to leave, if you understand what I mean. Mm, so yeah, that's why I was saying that. Mhm. It it is kind of easy basically when you fiber is a really helpful protein, so to speak, or how is the word? A group of proteins that work in the body because fiber is basically the thing that muscle is made of. So fiber is commonly the most required nutrient, so to speak, when you are kind of having lack of strength, trying to get better muscle tissue quality, or in general, if you are at least having to trying to have a balanced diet. And one of the also when taking fiber have the most kind of absorption as with almost any kind of nutrient itself is to have a really high hydration rate. Why? Because a lot of those molecules, so to speak, tend to not really dissolve that well in the stomachal acids, and they need a lot of neutral pH, so to speak, or at least not so acidic base for for them to really release into your bloodstream. And thus, if you really want to have a great time with the absorption rates, so to speak, of the whole ordeal that ends up being having good fiber quality, so to speak, you need to have a lot of hydration in general. And as I said just before, not only with fiber kind of nutrients, with anything, you need to be highly hydrated The only kind of nutrient I kind of remember isn't that soluble in water is the ones that come from plants, because plants tend to most of the time not work directly well in water, but one of the amazing things of the human being is that the whole digestive system really takes care of everything properly. So when you are working for it and you have a conscious about what you are trying to get, you find a solution for every kind of problem in that regard. Fiber, for example, needs water. The non-water soluble ones tend to dissolve easily with strong. What is it? The thing that the sodas have a kind of. Um, oh my god! Hello, hello, Denbafish. Did you already finish streaming? LMAO. But well, as I was saying, the high carbonation, the the parts that the not so water soluble ones tend to work best is with high carbonation in your system, and in general, even if you cannot really get it from outside, the what the fuck is that? I don't know. The digestive system itself tends to work itself, so to speak. It really is kind of really easy. The only problem is that fiber isn't really that hard to get from anywhere else, so to speak. Um, it isn't one of the hard compounds to get in reality. So if you're really eating a lot, you shouldn't be worrying about the, the rates of fiber that you are taking on a daily basis. The most common problem, as I said, is probably a lack of hydration in general. And, well, not in general, it is a lie. Of hydration via simple water, basic, plain fucking water. Not every kind of water is really good for, or not any kind of drinkable solution is good for hydration. As I, I guess as everybody here might already know, I am not saying anything controversial or completely new. But well, that is all I can say. um, well, that is the most important aspects of it. If you have any question, dear Ginkgo, you might as well ask. If you have none, I might as well continue with the next topic. Um, oh man, meanwhile, all I can say is, oh yeah, no, no, do not worry, it isn't everything. It isn't everything. Fucking nutrients are the worst. There are many complicated parts about them, so if you really find a question later on, do not doubt to ask. It, they are a funny concept, so to speak. So do not worry. But well, meanwhile, it was crazy for me to see that I was able to today go for so much advertisement, so to speak, as I was trying to tell before. It is, as always before, sorry for not saying it before, trigger warning, meta, meta potato talk. There was a lot of places to find a possibility of advertisement. It is really funny to see that. It is, and it also is amazing to find a kind of contradiction in the thought, I would say, of, oh no, it is impossible nowadays to find any way to do so. I guess I really wasn't interested in finding them, so to speak. Um, because yeah, I think when I tried to work on it, really, it, it became a, a possibility, so to speak. So we're not having problems with that. We are really doing great, and it also is, as I said before, uh, not before, a lot of times, it is great to see that in general the whole streaming community is such a great place. Um, I don't know. I think it is almost the the opposite. It is hard to find negative people. At least for me, it has been. I don't know. I wouldn't really like to talk about it so objectively because there is always people having bad experiences as with everything else. But what can I say? Except I forgot to leave on chat the timestamp. Let me do it right now. Uh, Wait, it should be there. What is what? LMAO. LMAO. L fucking Mao. Okay. I didn't expect that. But well, now, next thing on the list, and this is a really thing I had kind of ready to say. Um, it is the list of things to talk about. It isn't the actual kind of thing that I have started to do recently of living in chat. What the stream is going to be about. It is rather I don't completely remember since when I have it. I could try to check, but my PC could also start to lag, so I might as well not even try to do so. But I have a list with a lot of content about things I wanted to talk at some point in my life, I guess. So we have really a lot of things to deep dive, so to speak, and even more taking into consideration that we right now we really are we're streaming. We might as well have a lot of possibilities about having I will say, or what I am really trying to mean with this is that at least for the foreseeable next month, at least there won't be any kind of shortage on the topics, and more if or even less, so to speak, if people were to give me even more ideas to work around. Well, yeah, and I also say this because I kind of have, on one hand, that is kind of good. On the other hand, it is kind of worrying for me to think that it might be going too deep into. I think I already talked about it. I do not want to go so deep into philosophy out of nowhere, so to speak. I am trying to slowly place it in place. And what the fuck was that sentence? I am trying to slowly place it around the place. What the fuck is that sentence? I think I forgot how to speak English. I am trying to leave it slowly for everyone to see. Okay, there it is. I am trying to slowly show that take mostly taking into consideration I cannot do anything else. This kind of just chatting streams might as well become pure ramble as always, as they almost since the first day had been rambling potato. But in this case, with at least some kind of message behind them. But that is what really worries me, so to speak. Whenever there is a message behind anything, it is kind of hard to expect it to be accepted by everyone. I I guess we will have to see how it works. Not not everybody is even willing to think about what they are hearing sometimes, and even even more, it will be like that, taking into consideration that I cannot even utilize to its whole potential, so to speak, the English language in general. Why? Because I'm even today still working on my most basic aspects to form complex sentences. So it really is a kind of debuff, so to speak, that, well, we have to accept it. At least, at the very least, I started the whole streaming journey, so to speak. So we are great. At least in that regard, we are great. Um, but well, I think I have a. No, yeah, I wouldn't really like to disclose topics in a specific because even if they are a lot, I might not want to tackle them out of nowhere and start, for example, getting. I wouldn't really say that I will get a request, but in the slight possibility that it might happen of me getting any kind of request to speak about any kind of topic in specific, I wouldn't like to do so. I will still prefer to have that wild spirited streaming, yeah, streaming flow, so to speak, instead of directly jumping to what a kind of individual tries to say. I already give that possibility to anybody when I say anybody has a topic. So yeah, but well, first and foremost, time to once again fucking timestamp. 26:30. Okay. 26:30. 26:30. It was. Okay, there it is. Now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now directly derailing to fucking deep stuff. I haven't. I think I kind of set up the background for this one, so it wouldn't really come out of nowhere, so to speak. But even so, the most important thing I will recommend, in case you are not watching the stream itself, but watching the video of this stream, go back and watch the older videos, because this is an idea that connects to something kind of old that I said. But basically, what I'm going to talk about now is we have a tendency to see things on a negative light, and it doesn't come out of nowhere. There are in the kind of psychology talks I had seen, there are at least three possible reasons for that, and we need to, even if we do not completely understand them, have have them in mind. The most common one is the fact that um, the the human itself is made with the concept or with the interest in paying attention to not the feedback, so to speak, because feedback was a kind of word that came out of the fact that we have developed a conscience. The human was wired to react to stimulus, and when the stimulus it is given is a bad one, it has to pay more attention, so to speak, to try and find why it is a bad one. So it is common to see that whenever something bad happens, we, or the most feral part of ourselves, tries to focus on that idea, to that event, whatever it is that has a negative, even if it isn't by itself negative for ourselves, it seems to be a kind of negative event. It makes us focus on it more than if it were a good one. Um, it is in this regard, it is also needed to say that it is possible to really focus more on a positive idea than on a negative one, and it is kind of hard to find that happening by itself. You really need to have a control in the way that you manage your thinking, so to speak. So that is one point of view. The other point of view that we have is that when we do not understand that the human brain tends to the the modern human brain, so to speak, tends to focus on the bad aspects that we get told on a daily basis. We might end up losing ourselves in the kind of neutral or even bad feedback that we might receive or create ourselves about any kind of topic. It is important to understand that it isn't even close to being a half of the time. It is approximately based mostly on the people that is depressed, not even a quarter of the time. The events that we perceive as negative are really negative or objectively negative. And it is a problem that we kind of have developed with the most simple explanation was that basically it is a horrible word. I cannot say anything else. It is kind of horrible to say, oh yeah, society, but in without having to overextend my explanation, the society ended up shaping the way that we think about negative feedback in a way that we gave it a lot more of importance that when we just get oh yeah, this is fine or this is working okay. So that is also a reason as to why we end up getting to where we are. Oh my god, a police car, LMO. Well, sorry for the distraction. As I was trying to say, that is also another part. So, what is the importance of all of this? You can analyze it from a lot of perspectives, but you find that it isn't in the conscious mind itself to see the negative part, so to speak. It might be on the unconscious mind made by the society, it might be on the unconscious mind that is the result of the existing or the act of existence itself that the human as a being has had since a long time, but it is something that we can kind of work on, and something that might be in our best interest to, as I said before, at least understand. It isn't that every single time completely having the possibility of giving it a name and being able to address it properly, but rather that we, at least when we we will end up finding ourselves in the need in the entire situation of needing a tool for it to be solved. We have a lot of ways to work around that problem, because the whole idea behind giving the concept of negative thinking a not so natural shape, so to speak, is to understand that at the end of the day, you have the chance of working on it. And also, it doesn't mean that if you're not doing so, you're not doing anything bad. I'm sorry if that is what kind of was the message that you were getting somehow. It only means that you might as well not even be aware what it means to have the possibility of somehow removing negative thoughts. So do not worry. It is something that just need works, basically. A potato out of nowhere is literally telling you how to start paying attention to it. But well, it is kind of fun, as everything is in this world, with the correct perspective, so to speak. Because at the end of the day, when you also have the understanding that negative thoughts are something that naturally occur in our brains, you one of the tools at least that you develop is the tendency to observe a negative thought instead of react to it. You tend to observe how it comes to being, where is it originated from, and if it really is something that you with a real intention will think, so to speak. Because a lot of times, for example, the most kind of normal thing thing that we tend to do on the negative thoughts regards is, we tend to go to the literal opposite of something that we might as well already know. For example, in this case, oh no, what is going to happen when my stream dies out of completely nowhere? When in reality, the streaming has been going completely fine, and it isn't something that I could even try to work on if it were to happen. It is only a kind of dark idea that, as I tried to explain before, might as well not even come from the conscious mind of the potato itself, but rather from an alertness that tries to keep the potato senses sharp, so to speak. It is something that tends to happen with almost any kind of thing, and if you have, as I said, the possibility of working on those regards and on, in general, all of those aspects without really worrying about how trying to understand it might affect you, but rather having the pleasure of finding at the end of the day what it really means to you, and what it really might as well be the result of accepting sometimes that it isn't a real, not part of you, but part of your own complete and willingness conscious, so to speak. It might, yeah, it might know. I am pretty sure it is a tool for having an easier life, basically. But yeah, I think there is nothing else for me to add. So if there is no more question, no more. If there is no question about it, I might as well continue with next topic. Just in case, let me add timestamp for this 38 14. see it before. Okay, done. Something like this. Okay, there it is. Well, we're fine, basically. Now, how much time did it take me? What? What? Ah, no, okay, oh my god, I thought I really only talk about it for minutes. I got scared, I thought, what the fuck was going on? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Oh man, sometimes I really ramble until I don't really know how much time it takes me to well. Now that there is nobody asking me anything, I might as well go for some water. I am getting my throat dry and I need water. So, have a great one waiting for me. I will go get my fucking water. I need at least half a liter more of water for this upcoming topic. Let me change into here. Okay, give me a second. Okay, there we are. I have my water. I don't know how much time did it take me to get some water, but here we are. Oh man, let me go for that tiny stretch. Let me get my next topic. It was what? It was. Good question. Okay, here. Fighting. Oh yeah, another completely deep stuff. Well, I might as well get some water sipping before tripping on stuffing tipping. Well, I don't know. Before I start talking about anything else, I think this will be a great time to try to hype up the minimal possibility of me talking about a new topic. Why? Because I think it is important if I have the possibility of discussing it as early as I can, because it is a potato reality. It is not something that doesn't happen, so it might as well be of interest to every spud out there to hear what the potato has to say, so to speak, about this. And in this case, I really mean it. But well, no. What the fuck, this water is so cold. Okay. sorry. Sorry. As I was trying to go and talk, next topic is fighting the dark part of oneself. It isn't obviously even close to being my own idea. It is a concept I picked up I don't remember who was the philosopher who had it first, but in this case, I need to really work on it most than anything else. So that's why we're having it right now. The basic idea behind it is that not on directly the negative part of dark, of the meaning that has dark itself, but rather on the opposite of oneself in general. Everybody has a dark side to oneself, so to speak, and the dark side is what, uh, based on this idea, tries to slip out, or not directly take control, but rather influence our actions on the basis that basically we have, so to speak, two kind of forces always working inside ourselves, um, and while we have the most directly and present one, that in this allegory is the light side, so to speak, the dark part of ourselves really is only there trying to make our minds and our influence our decisions, so to speak, to go what against what we could really not do in other situations. And it really isn't something that comes out as completely bad, but rather as something that is just against what our common sense, or it isn't common sense because it isn't also something that would really push anybody to fucking kill, so to speak. For example, so that is something that could be done out of a lack of common sense, if we were to say it. But in this case, it isn't an idea that comes from the dark side, killing somebody else. A good example of what the dark side might produce is, uh, for example, when we tend to find ourselves procrastinating, so to speak, it is because we ended up choosing, in that case, the part that said, oh yeah, this is a great moment to forget about our real responsibilities and go against what we really want to do. It commonly comes out as the dark side because the average person has at least a grasp of the basis that they need to work on things, and if they do not, uh, other bad things will happen. So, in that case, it is, for example, called a dark side event, so to speak. I do not completely remember the denomination that it was given, but it is also, as I was saying, not something that can only happen with, or in the bad sense, so to speak. It can be something that even motivates you to do extraordinary things, so to say, because a common occurrence with the dark side is that when a person that describes itself as who is the word, introverted, is forced, or out of nowhere decides to take an kind of extroverted approach to as any kind of situation in general, it is most commonly done because that dark side, that so-called dark side, won that discussion, and sometimes it wasn't even a real discussion. Um, it was rather because one let the dark side dominate, so to speak. And in general, the idea behind having a dark side is basically that we sometimes are having completely opposite thinkings about things, and in this case, it happily I can say is related to what I was talking before, because a lot of times what really makes us and in this case it really is bad, worry about what we already know is okay is the dark side. Why? Because out of nowhere, for example, you might be worrying because give you a potato example. I might start worrying about if my PC out of completely nowhere might or might not decide to die. How can I even try to comprehend that idea? How can I even really think if it is something that will happen or not happen? Oh my fucking god, why is there a plane going on at fucking 2 a.m. in the morning? I was deeply invested in talking, let me fucking talk. This is so bad. I lost my fucking focus. Why was there a fucking plane? Yeah. I'm going to destroy you right now. You got permanently banned for my chat. Sorry. Let's hope I can focus on what I was saying. I can find the logical thread that I was going on. Oh my fucking god. I think in this case it was okay, I think I have it. Basically, as I was trying to say, you also have the possibility of hearing the dark side in general and taking into consideration why it is that it is trying to tell you anything, it being it a good or a bad thing, because when you understand that you have another side to you and you also accept the fact that you need to work on it, you might as well start to connect with both sides more than before, because in the simple act of realizing and at least trying to understand that you have a part of you that might go against all your other desires, so to speak, or that sole purpose, instead of being a good desire itself, is the simple or crazy desire of going against other desires, because at the end of the day that is one of the most common descriptions that the dark side has. You might as well find how to integrate that in your life. You might as well find how to accept that idea and how to also, with enough practice, find a way to really not only have it yourself, but also start noticing when someone kind of sleeps, so to speak. Because at the end of the day, even if a person tries to act completely fine, sometimes even in how they try to communicate something, there might be a single um, drop of darkness on what they are saying, so to speak. And yeah, the most important idea that I really want to remark is that please do not think the dark side really means to anything bad. It is something kind of weird, so to speak. It is only something that might go against your own nature, not something that really is bad, but rather something that you might not even really try to do in your complete and normal senses. So, well, yeah, that was it basically. Now, If there is no question for the little explanation that I just did, time for me to leave an amazing timestamp. We have it 50, 50, 54. Let me mark it as 54. 54:00. What time is it? Okay, it is just 1 a.m. So we are going. I don't know if there is no question. I think we do not have enough people to talk about that topic that I really wanted to discuss. I will indulge in the idea of, oh yeah, it will come a time where I will have to more audience to speak about it more freely, ha 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 ha. But now it is time for me to just ramble a little bit about something else. If you want to at least do something about it, I don't know, type it in your mental notepad about the potato things that the potato didn't talk yet, but said that potato was going to do in a future event, so to speak. Now, what the fuck is that noise? Give me a second, give me a fucking second. What the fuck is that noise? Okay, I guess. Okay, somebody screaming the street. Perfect. Completely normal. Latam moment. I do not feel threatened a little bit because of such a random event. What the fuck is that? Oh man. Oh my god. But well. Well, I wanted, when trying to find something else to ramble, one of the first things that came to my mind was the idea behind music. I guess I have been eager to talk about it for a long time, how music affects our lives in general. It seems it might as well be something that I am still struggling to put in the correct words, so to speak. I I am enjoying that learning curve, so we might as well have some potato rambling about it. The idea behind it is that as many things are basically the act of creating or enjoying music is something that ends up coming out of the subconscious part, so to speak, because at least most of the time we create music based on some possible type of rhythm, so to speak. It isn't something that comes out of completely nowhere, and what the rhythm tries to do most of the time is to imitate the, or if not imitate, at least appeal to the heartbeats that we feel and the heartbeats that we have, so that in a certain way it symphonizes with ourselves and it starts becoming not a part of the self, but rather something that we kind of can feel rather than just hear, so to speak. Yeah, it is something completely weird for me to try and even more say it, not only think it, but a lot of the times most music in general has the possibility not only of connecting with somebody, but of even if not producing a kind of opening a door to a certain kind of feeling. Most of the time, it also happens because when we are hearing things and we are hearing or already heard music, we connect with how we felt in that moment rather than what it really is, the music itself, what it really tries to convey, and what it really has in and of itself, so to speak. It is something amazing, basically, because it is kind of one of the easiest tools that we have, so to speak, to connect with the unconscious mind, if we have to give it a name. And yeah, it is weird. I don't completely understand it because, for example, one of the most amazing things that the kind of, as I said before, trying to connect with the unconscious mind music has is on the. I don't completely also have the basic graphs to talk about it, but on the parts of Asia, of Asia, of Asia, where the music is also used as a ritual, it is amazing to see how deeply what was the English word? Meditative state someone is able to go because of how they are able to connect with the music and how they are able to, so to speak, live the body itself be because of the music itself rather than just try to simply enjoy it or simply feel it. And at the same time, it isn't that they are not enjoying it or feeling it. It is weird. It is kind of really weird how much music can impact yourself, and even more so when you have the knowledge of that in general. I guess it is a tool that might need even more research than what we already know of. But well, I think we're fine. This was already too much of a thing for me to try and put in words. So it really is one of those complex topics that I hate to speak about because I don't even completely understand. But well, I will say before really putting the final point on that it really might be a problem of the Western West East Western society. I think we are of the Western society that we do not even appreciate music aside from the entertainment value that it has for the sake of entertainment, as I have said before. So yeah, it might be harder for me to understand it on the other kind of sense just because of that. But in reality, what I'm really doing by saying that is putting the responsibility of my own incapabilities in someone else's hand, and in this case, in a fucking concept hand instead of anything else. So yeah, we will have to come back to this idea later on down the line. Well, I guess there is no question. I don't know if there is any question. Ask right away, and if there is not, we will see if I can rate someone. Do we have enough people? We have 3 viewers. We are on my fucking peak. This is amazing. I guess we're ready to rate someone. Well, just in case. 1 hour 03. How much is it? Music. What the fuck? What did I say? Raid. I think I am kind of drowsy. Music raid, LMAO. Music raid. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say the music done. Music raid. Well, that question is really a simple question, dear Ginko. Whatever kind of burger you really feel is great, that is the best burger, the one you enjoy the most. And if you haven't found the burger that you enjoy the most, you only need to keep looking for it. You will find it. Yeah, there are potatoes for no, I am really sleepy. I guess there are hamburgers for every kind of being nowadays. So do not worry. We have passed inclusion to such an extent that we're fine. Didn't who did Chen raid me and kept streaming? What was that? I don't know. We are raiding Chen. Is he streaming even? What is this? He forgot. What? What is going on with Twitch? Do not tell me that I will have to search for a channel by hand on Twitch. I thought I was able to. Yeah, is she going to keep streaming? I wasn't really interested in raiding her because I know that this is kind of the time she likes to close the stream, but she will keep streaming for at least 10 more minutes. That is the question I'm trying to say. If she will, then yeah, we're doing some Dempa raid finally after so much years of endurance stream. Freddy, as in the whole game. What? 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 Okay, I guess. Well, yeah, that will be a long stream. So time to raid some Demba. Oh man. Oh yeah. Let me place myself here. Well, as always, thanks everybody. Time for me to end it. Stop streaming.